Great college football game. Like I probably saw it, and I know a number of our coaches and our upperclassmen did, that this was going to be a four-quarter game against a head coach that I really respect. And I told him before the game, I know this is going to be a barn burner, and he'd have the guys ready to play, and that's what I expected. And it was a good football game. We made enough plays down in the fourth quarter to get the win. Obviously, it wasn't great throughout the game, both sides of the ball at times, but hey, give them credit. Those guys came to play, and it was a battle. So happy to get the win. I think the adversity will help us moving forward. I think getting into a four-quarter game is something this football team needed, and it's something that I told the guys in the locker room that we need a four-quarter game like this, and we were able to find a way to get a win, and that's a sign of a good football team.
Chris, what were they doing defensively that really gave you fits running the ball especially?
Well, their D tackles are phenomenal, and they do a great job of what we call an A game, and they were twisting in there and shutting down a lot of the quarterback run stuff. And then their defensive ends do not allow your offensive linemen to climb to the next level because they get their hands on them, and then their backers just ran. And so things that we had seen, not to the level of play that they had today, but it was causing us issues, and we knew it. And so we were able to finally get a couple of pass plays, because then they started doubling Shep because he was the guy, and Shep made a couple plays. I thought Lance played really well and found a way to just make enough plays.
Another share of a conference championship, I think 8 in a row.
Yeah, maybe we can talk next week. I'm not interested in sharing right now. So we're in a good position, but we want to win it outright.
Some frustration at all with maybe not as clean of a game?
Absolutely not. It's more ecstatic that our guys in the fourth quarter, and hadn't been in a fourth quarter game for a while, found a way to get it done. And these guys are bright kids. They know that whether it was our error in execution at times, or the fact that we ran into a team that, and I told everybody this team matches up well with us, that we ran into a good football team today. And so I'm never going to be upset or frustrated with a win, because they're really hard to get in college football.
Why do you respect both wins so much? What's the respect?
Just he and I have become friends since we recruited Patrick, his son, and he wanted Patrick to take a look at our place, which told me he had a great deal of respect for our program and what we're doing here. Defensive-minded head coach that gets his guys to play extremely hard. They rose to the occasion today, just like I thought they would after playing a subpar game the week before. And yeah, he's one of the elite defensive coaches in all of college football, and he showed it today.
Defense crank it up a little bit in the fourth quarter there.
You know, yes, they did. And Derek Tuska made a couple of big-time plays at critical situation when we had the lead, and he had, I think, 2 straight sacks, and Menard was getting constant pressure, and they were trying to get those tight ends and backs up so they could try to chip those 2 guys. And I thought we got a lot of hits on the quarterback. I thought Mays did a great job hanging in there, because we hit him a ton, and he kind of hung in there and did. Obviously, their game plan was going to be, we're going to play him and run the football like they've done in the past when he has played. He just hasn't played for 3 weeks.
You described Greg's game that he got constant pressure, that's something that we haven't seen in a couple games at least.
Yeah, he was relentless today. He was really excited to play, and he knew that in this type of game, especially when it's a close game, he had to make some plays, and he had to disrupt some timing. And I thought Greg was just all our D linemen, but you look at the older guys that they know their opportunities are running out. They know that the margin for error is smaller and smaller, and we found that out today. And when the margin for error is that small, you have to be able to make critical plays in the fourth quarter.
Is there a certain plan with Bruce, like a quota, or you just kind of tough it?
I honestly didn't think he was going to play, and he warmed up pretty well. He practiced this week, limited basis, but practiced. And then I trust Bruce. I love the kid. He trusts me. And I said, he asked me before the game, Coach, I'd like to play early. I think I can. And when you have a 4-year guy like that, is one of the most mature kids that I've been around, and I trust him. And then I think it was towards the end of the first quarter, he came up to me and said, Coach, it's starting to get a little bit fatigued, and we shut it down right then. He's smart enough to know that. And when Bruce Anderson's dressed in pads and on the sideline, it brings the whole level of our football team up.
So it looks like you have a chance at some big pass plays with some drops. Any thoughts on some of
Yeah, we have to connect on those. I maybe we had a couple of 50-50 balls that we have to come up with. Absolutely. It's something that when people are doing that good a job against you running the football, you have the opportunity of some explosive plays, and we didn't hit on those today. And so that's what happens. We got to continue to work and continue to try to find a way to get some of those big plays.
Chris, how big was field position early on? You had like 12 drives right in a way that was
Yeah, we were really poor in the hidden yardage. I didn't think we were very good on special teams today at all. They won that phase, and we were able to overcome it. But you're right. I wrote down in my notes just going in at halftime, we were starting at -7, -15, -14, and their first couple drives are +30 or +45, +37. Boy, we were fortunate to get out of those at 7-0. I think that really the key part of the game was the end of that second quarter. They did a nice job of scheming and blocking a punt, and then they didn't have any timeouts left. And I don't know if they thought it was a first down or they lost track of the downs, but that was a critical time to stay in a 7-0 game.
You mentioned Gary Tuska. How important was this game for him?
It was huge. He played so well, and Tuska's played well for a number of years, and he's only a junior, but he's one of our lead guys at defensive end, and he's just so relentless. He's so physical. He's got great explosiveness, and I was happy to see him come up with some big-time plays.
Chris, injury-wise, any status right now on anybody?
I really don't. We're hopeful that with Bruce and Tutsi and Tutsi could have maybe played some defense. We weren't going to put him on special teams. And so I'm hopeful because both those two kids practiced. Seth practiced last week, but we want to just keep giving those guys a little bit more time. I'm hopeful for those guys. I don't know where Jalen's at.
You mentioned the fourth quarter game earlier. Is there a point in the game where you can see that the kids know they're going to be a dogfight? I mean, today just felt like it was going to be one of those games.
Yeah, I thought that whole first quarter after just counter punch, and especially with the field position that we didn't have and the physicality with which the game was being played, I thought it was going to be a four-quarter game. And we knew coming into halftime we had to have a great 30 minutes, and I thought we played really well in the fourth quarter.
What can you say about Lance Dunn and his ability to come up with big plays in the right moment?
Yeah, he made a couple of really nice plays, and the long run, I think he went for about 40 yards to set us up in position to get the go-ahead score was a big play. And Lance is a terrific football player that he had 18 carries for 107 yards. That's a pretty good day against a really good run defense. Thanks.